Good day everyone! Gandang araw, Fiyogatarsangan, Assalamualaikum, and maayong adlaw sa tanan. Welcome back to my channel everyone, and tsaka po magpapatuloy na po ako sa aking pagbabasa. Nasa chapter 5 na po tayo ng Claiming Her Back. Chapter 5. I was awakened by the continuous knock on the door. I checked my phone and it was still 6 in the morning. It could probably be my brother who was most likely got wasted last night. Not that I'm complaining, but I don't like being awakened by a drunk brother. He has his keys. Why must he disturb me? I grudgingly talked to myself while looking for my slippers under the bed. My apartment is his second house. He lives in a condo, but he usually stays in mine so he could watch my baby while I work. My brother has several business around the city and he has people to work for him. That is why he doesn't mind staying at my house babysitting. I don't want to hire a babysitter. I just don't give my trust easily, and I don't want my baby to grow and bring up by other people. I work full-time in the university, but I always manage my day so I could still go home as early as possible. I know I bothered Franz so much more already, but he never let me feel left alone. The knocking still continues. I put my rub on and head my way to the door. Don't you have keys? I said in an irritated voice, thinking it's just my brother banging the door early in the morning. As I opened the front door, I became speechless. All I did was stare at the person standing before me. I don't know if I am dreaming or hallucinating. I forgot I was only wearing my nighties without any bra on, and I just covered myself with the silk pink rug untied. I noticed him glaring at my chest. I quickly covered myself and I swallowed deeply. I looked down so I could not meet his eyes, my ex-husband's eyes. What are you doing here? He didn't answer. I raised my head and I almost jumped when our eyes met and he just gave me his sexy smirk. I stared at him expressionless. What I can help you with? I asked him, hoping he would say something. 5 seconds had passed, but he still didn't utter a word. So I abruptly stepped inside, but as I was about to shut the door, he stopped it by blocking his foot. It made me stop, and I could feel my heart beating so fast. He made his way inside the apartment. Did he just invited himself in? How dare he? This is trespassing. Please see yourself out or I'm calling the guards now. I proudly stood up with both my hands on my waist. So, this is where you're hiding? He faced me and I could see the boldness in his blue eyes. I'm not hiding from anyone, I quickly responded. If you have no business here anymore, please get out. But instead of going out, he made his way to the couch in the living room and sat. Aren't you going to ask me for some coffee? He asked. This is getting ridiculous. You wish, I responded, raising my eyebrows. I was probably so mean to him, but he deserved it. I heard the sound of the door open and my brother entered. He was suspiciously looking at me, then turned his head to check the person sitting on the couch. Who is he, Livy? Franz asked me with his sleepy voice. He indeed got wasted from his clubbing last night. He is, David, a friend, I stuttered while composing myself. David stood up to handshake with my brother. Hi, I'm David Miller. You must be Olivia's brother, Franz? I am. He smiled while returning a handshake. Franz, you smell. Go and take a bath. I interrupted. He nodded and quickly disappeared. After my brother left, I turned to him. I think you're overstaying already. Please make sure to lock the door when you get out. And I walk away. Why can't you say my name? I stopped. His voice was so daring. Why can't you speak my name? He asked again. I still remember how you used to shout it when I pleasure you and when I make you cough. Stop! I cut him off before he could finish his sentence. My knees were shaking. I wanted to cry, but no. Tears were coming out. I made a fist so I could still control my rage by my hands. We're done. I didn't say much, afraid I might say something that I would regret. I walked to the front door and clutched the doorknob to let him out. He walked towards me and before he stepped out, he whispered something in my ears. I will come and claim you back. That made me frozen. So, guys, tuloy ko muna yung ating chapter 6. Madali-dali lang naman to. So, chapter 6. The hours flew so fast. I decided to just stay home for the weekend and take care of my son. I insisted to Franz to enjoy his free time so he could relax from watching my baby. He still have a life outside and I want him to enjoy being a bachelor. He has been there all throughout my pregnancy and he even paid the hospital bills. He didn't know that I was married. He didn't even know the name of the man who got me pregnant. I remember the day when I finally left London and took my flight to my hometown. I went to his condo. I felt dead but still walking. He didn't know I was coming back. When he opened the door, I stared at him and within a second, I erupted into tears. He carried me up, whispering soothing words to calm me. He must had ascertained that I got some serious issues, so he didn't bug me with questions. I could not speak, and my tears were continuously flowing. It was the most devastating moment in my life. Franz always came home early so we could have dinner together. And before he left to work, he always made sure I had food in the fridge. I didn't get out of his condo. I could only tell the time and day by looking outside of the balcony and by the clock at the bedside table. His condo has a great view overlooking the whole city and to the south in the ocean. We started talking random things, the weather, the country's president, the economy, his woman, his business associates, the food, and many more under the sun. I could sense that he chose to avoid touching a subject that might evoke me. Franz is the only sibling I have and he is the youngest. I love him so much and he never complained if I'm treating him like a baby, my baby brother. When he was still at the university, I used to bring him to shopping buy him stuff he needed in his dorm. He sometimes looked uncomfortable and funny, especially if I was acting like a mother to him in public. Women were attracted to him until now, and they were even flirting openly at him. He usually got irritated, so he would call me babe to shove away the flirting girls. I would just laugh and play along. After several weeks of hibernating, I was no longer gloomy and I already started eating properly so to supply food for my growing baby in my womb. We were sitting in the balcony and he just hugged me closer to his chest. I told him everything that happened except the name of my husband and the marriage. I told him I fell in love with a man and got knocked up, but the man broke up with me. So being heartbroken, I left London for good to start a new life. I was just It was just yesterday when my ex-husband came to my door. I felt scared of what he will do once he found out that I have a baby, his baby. Everything is possible to him. I'm terrified that he will get my baby away from me. We don't have anything to do with each other anymore. He made that clear a year ago. He made it legit on a piece of paper that our marriage would be dissolved after 6 months of contract. It was a request from him. He was looking for an eligible wife so her mom will stop matchmaking. True, it was Ra's decision when I accepted. I never know I would fall first. By the end of the contract, he would give me large sum amount of money. He would buy a condo for me so I could extend my stay in London and finish my studies. He let me stay in his penthouse and provided everything that I needed, including clothes, food, and allowances. But there were few conditions that I had to follow. Our marriage would remain a secret. No one should know that he got married except his mother. I should never tell a soul to anybody about our agreement. I should not be seen with him so people or the paparazzi would have nothing to suspect. During social functions, I accompanied him as an escort. It's already past 10 p.m. now. I'm laying on the bed with my baby soundly curled up beside me. I cannot sleep again. It has been like this since the day I saw him on the TV. And now that he's planning to bother me again, I don't know if I will ever sleep with a peaceful heart. My baby kept on moving and turning to either sides. He must be playing in his dreams. I chuckled while observing my baby. I took a picture of him on my phone. He was drooling and he looked so adorable. I placed my phone on the bedside table and hugged my baby to sleep. Guys, hanggang chapter 6 lang muna, sa susunod naman po. Kasi parang uulan na po. So, please subscribe and like, share, comment na rin po sa ating channel. Kung nagustuhan niyo po ang story, hintayin po natin yung mga susunod pa pong mangyayari sa story na ito. Maraming mga pangyayari pa po tayong aabangan. So, thank you!